Hi, everybody. Basically, today I'd like to share with you a story, something sort of crazy which has happened in my life in this last week, and I feel like I'm probably meant to share this with people because there's really important lessons to take from it. First of all, let me just say today, Monday the 15th of February, is the second official starting date of the Consecration to St. Joseph in 2020. So I know that a number of people have commented on their previous videos saying that they're going to start it today. So best of luck with it. Enjoy. You will, I'm sure. And I will put links in the description below. And at the very end of the video, I'll put a link in the description to day one live stream, because I know that some people like to read it. But for me, it was much more enjoyable going through the live stream videos with Father Calloway. So yeah, enjoy and let me know how you get on with that. Alrighty, so story. I love boxing. This channel started as a boxing channel called Luco Sports for a bit of fun a few years ago. I did a few like boxing analysis videos, but it's just all about watching. I've never really done it myself, But in March of 2020, last year, almost 1 year ago, I started doing, for the first time ever, sorry, my hair's insane today, just out of the shower. For the first time ever, started doing boxing pad work with one of my friends, and we do it twice a week, something like that, once or twice a week, and have done for a year. So we've done it maybe 40 or 50 times. Now, there's two places really close to where we live here and that we train in pretty much every day. Just one friend that I meet to kind of train and partner, catch up every day at lunchtime type thing. And generally what we do is we go to this place in Belfast called the Strangford Playing Fields if we're going to play football or do running or circuits or something like that, or boxing. And then we go to this other place called Lagan Meadows. If it's a rest day, we'll go for a stroll, or we'll go and do hill sprints there because there's some steps that you can sprint up there. So basically every single time we've done boxing, about 40 or 50 times over this last year, we've gone to Strangford Playing Fields like a football pitch. But last Thursday, for the first time ever, my friend picked me up in his car and I just said, listen, do you want to go to Lagan instead to do the boxing there? Because basically there's a place there that I am sort of in love with and I'm not even joking, I'm always asking God in my prayers, please let me own this place at some stage, help me to find a way. It's basically an old abandoned driving range, golf driving range, but it's just this big, beautiful space clearing of fields, just down by the river in Belfast is called the Lagan towpath. Beautiful kind of scenic area, lots of nature. You see lots of robins and things like this. And what I kind of dream and envisage for myself is to set up a boxing gym there actually, and do different things and live there. Anyway, so that's the dream, right? But it was a really particularly bad weather day. So I said, listen, why don't we go down there and do the boxing there? Because this old abandoned driving range is basically, it's like a shipping container. It's like the remnants of a shipping container. And there's graffiti that's been done by kids or whatever over the years. It's just completely abandoned. There's loads of like empty bottles and beer cans and things like this. But we went there because it was awful weather and it was better to go there because it was sun protection. And very unusually, when we got there, I saw a guy in the middle of this field, and it's an abandoned field sort of in the middle of nowhere, so it's unusual to sort of see someone there, although people do go for walks there sometimes. And he was walking towards us. Small guy. Whenever he walked up to us, he kind of just went to go past us, but he was a little bit nervous for whatever reason, but we're just sitting there with looking really out of place, pouring rain, wind and rain, sitting with these boxing mitts and pads. And he says, is it okay if I walk past and just sit over there, kind of sit up at the end of this old abandoned shipping container thing? So we're like, yeah, no problem, going ahead. So anyway, think nothing of it. We go and do our few sets of whatever it is workout we're doing. And then he comes over afterwards. And, I'm thinking, as you would. He was just making some sort of small talk, saying something along the lines of, "Oh, it's great to see you out doing this," whatever. So kind of walk over to him to half engage. And I just noticed that his face is flooded with tears. Like tears are streaming down his face. So, my friend and I are kind of looking at each other, don't really know what to say. And he just says, I'm sorry. It's really beautiful to see you doing this, you out here doing this. He says, and he's speaking in broken English. I'll not reveal his identity by saying exactly where he's from, but speaking in broken English, he says, I used to do box. But now it's just depression. And we're just sitting there like we've just taken an absolute hit to the stomach. Like, whoa, what do you say here? So he just started crying. And all social distancing just went out the window. I just grabbed him and gave him a hug, and then my friend did as well. But so we started speaking with him. We started asking what's the story, and I'm not sure if it's the same. Different people might be listening here in America and things like this, but in the UK, technically Northern Ireland, we're part of the UK structure. There are certain people that are on work, or when the businesses are closed down at the moment because of lockdown, there's like a furlough scheme. So as an employee, you don't have to work, but you get something like 80% of your pay. I think it's 80% still of your pay on furlough, and it's subsidized by government. So he basically said, I've been on furlough for the guts of a year. And he said that he was in a relationship, but he broke up from that relationship about 5 months prior. And basically every day he wakes up, he says he doesn't really have friends. He's been here for quite a few years, but doesn't really have friends. He has work colleagues who in theory he thought sort of were friends, but he said once he mentioned that he had depression, the first time that he said this to people, he would get quite a warm response. But then the second time or the third time, or if he asked for help or something, people were just moving away and didn't want to know and had their own problems and things like this. And basically what happened was we spoke with him for a while. I was encouraging him. We were both encouraging him, saying, look, the best advice that we can give is to do exactly what you're doing in terms of getting out and going for a walk, even in bad weather, exercising every day, praying every day is something that I've found has dramatically improved my kind of zen, for want of a better word, just completely just daily praying. If you can get to the stage where you're praying rosary and things like this and adding them into your day to day, it's been a life changer for me. So, it's great whenever you can do that. Yeah, but just eating healthy, getting in a good sleeping routine if you can, and exercising and having interaction if you can. But it's one thing saying these things of advice, and we're realizing, we're discussing this afterwards, how blessed we are and how lucky we are that we have a good family network, a good friend network, people there for you who care about you in different ways. And some days are good, some days are bad. You can kind of have these conversations, and even just having these conversations with one another makes it easier to get through the bad days. And so giving advice is one thing, but it's difficult whenever you're in that position where you're so isolated, you're so on your own. Every day is the same day. You're not working because you're literally being paid to not work, and you're trying to fill up your day with different things. And it's cold and it's dark in the middle of February here in Ireland. So we got his phone number. We said, look, so he basically explained that, he's about 40. He said he used to do boxing. And we were like, we don't do boxing. We just, we're just doing the pad work. It's a bit of fun. And he was saying, I would like to do it with you. So we made a WhatsApp group. This was last Thursday. We agreed that we'd meet up on Saturday initially. And he messaged us on Saturday morning saying, look, I can't make it. I'm not feeling well. I'm sick. I'm going to go to the doctors on Monday. And I replied saying, listen, that's grand. Maybe if you're feeling better tomorrow, Sunday, we can do it Sunday. He was like, yeah, I'll let you know. And then Sunday morning, he messaged again saying, not feeling well. Going to go to the doctors on Monday morning. I'll let you know. So we messaged this morning, and my friend and I were kind of messaging, talking on the side, thinking, I wonder, is he like sick, or you know, is this just purely part of the depression that he's experiencing? And he messaged this morning saying, just back from the doctors, I got antibiotics to help with the depression. So obviously that's what has been what he was struggling with over the weekend and seemingly every day. So I just messaged him there saying, listen, if you're free on Thursday at lunch, you know, we can go and grab a coffee. So we don't even have to do boxing or anything like that. But I think more generally why I wanted to make this video today, and I actually thought about making a similar video before any of this happened. But oh, there's one more crazy part of this, but it's sad and it's nice. But so this place, Lagan Meadows, I really like going there because, again, you've got the water, a load of greenery. You're in. It's sort of like just 1 minute drive from where we are in the middle of Belfast, which is a pretty urban city. But you feel like you're in the countryside when you're just there. You know, it's cool how close it is, and you're just with nature, and there's birds and all sorts of things. But what happened about a month ago was I went for a run there, and the AirPods that I had in kind of conked out. I've had them for a few years, stopped working. So I reset them in the little box battery pack thing in my car, put them back in. It was fine. Went to go for a run again. 10 steps later, they died again. Now it's weird because they're starting to work, but I kind of just was like, okay, I'll just leave it and go for a run there. And as soon as I started running, after about a minute, this little 8-year-old girl, which was funny, confident, loud, just went, hello. She just went, hello, as I ran past her. And I just went, hiya. And she just turned to her dad. I'd already ran past. She really just loudly turned to her dad and went, that was a nice man, Daddy. So I was laughing. And I know in that moment, I just clicked. If I had my headphones on or my AirPods in, whatever, you're immediately you're basically saying to everyone that you pass, don't engage with me. I'm not for speaking to today. You know what I mean? You're listening to your music, you're listening to your podcast, it's great. But you are effectively saying, I'm ruling myself out of communication today while I have these in. Whereas, so I've kind of made it a habit now when I go there that if I go there, I leave the headphones, I leave whatever. And I've noticed that it's funny, it's a cool place. Every single time I've been there, there's been some sort of cool interaction that I've had with someone, more often than not, just a total stranger. And it's not like I'm actively going seeking, you know, grabbing people and shaking them for chats, but it's the sort of place whenever you go to somewhere, if you go to climb a mountain or whatever, you're seeing people on their best day when they're open for engagement, when they're out for a walk, you know, and having a healthy day, whatever. But that one example just shows you how people right now more than ever need engagement. They need, you know, even just that quick hello, how you doing, if you're walking past someone, or just you know, it's funny, I was out training again with my friend today at lunch, and you know, this guy drove past and he just gave us a wave and we give him a wave back type thing. And just sometimes it's awkward to instigate that and be the first person to do it. But I mean, what does it cost you? What does it cost you to just say, hi, how are things? Or how are you doing? Just as you're walking past. It doesn't need to be a conversation, but just that greeting. And potentially that greeting will turn into a conversation. And you don't know how desperately people are longing for communication. Now, I should have said this earlier. I've kind of got muddled, but what actually happened was on Sunday, and the thumbnail of this video, you'll notice is a picture, is a graffiti picture. So what we noticed was we initially met this guy on Thursday, and then we went back on Sunday, just ourselves, just the two of us, and did boxing training there again. But we kind of walked down to the bottom end for no real reason. We kind of walked down to the bottom end of this kind of shipping container-esque type thing. And this is where the guy had been sitting on the Thursday. And what we noticed was this particular bit of graffiti on this kind of metal sheet behind us was way fresher and newer than all the rest of the stuff. And then it clicked in hindsight, looking at it straight away. It was him. And that's why he was there, obviously, because, you know, again, a field, middle of nowhere, old abandoned golf driving range. He was there to do it. It was his face. And the sad thing, if you go and click out of this video afterwards and look at the thumbnail again, because I'll use it as the thumbnail for the video, there's tears. it's his face. I can recognize his face, and there's tears and there's crinkles, and it just looks like him. But there's tears coming down the face. So this guy, literally in the one day, or in the days where he has nothing to do, bored, lonely, isolated, depressed, it's some sort of cry for help. It's something. And he's done that. And so it's super sad to see that, but it's also nice that he's finding a way of expressing himself, and he's trying to reach out. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I want to mention today. But it's just, again, engage with people and be willing to engage with people. Put yourself in a vulnerable position, make the awkward first comment. And yeah, like real tough times. And you don't know who. That's the thing. It's like you don't necessarily know who is struggling in different ways, especially when it's strangers. So just, yeah, I think I'll just leave it there. I think you kind of know what I'm getting at. But anyway, yeah, again, if you're doing the consecration to Joseph, yeah, enjoy. Ite a Joseph. And yeah, much love. God bless. Keep the faith.